Roblox is known to have a lot of copies of games on their website, but never to actually fully just steal them. But they did steal Among Us. Hey guys, welcome back to Roblox Planet. Let's get into the video. They didn't even bother changing the uniforms. The least they could have done is change the attire each character in the game must wear. However, that must have been too much for them because not only is the outfit the exact same, it's also colored identically. Sure, there's not much option between space dress codes. The only difference between Roblox's version and the original is that the former's avatars have always been shaped more rectangularly, whereas in Among Us, characters have rounded edges and don't look like cubes. Among Us has imposters, so Roblox has imposters. When someone asks you about imposters and crew members, you automatically think of Among Us, right? Right. Now Roblox will also come to mind because instead of taking inspiration from the object of the game, they've stolen the entire plot. In their version of the game titled Imposter, there will be new crew members, imposters, and the like. So don't worry, regardless of what platform you choose to play on, and whether it's the bootleg version or not, you'll understand all the references because Roblox didn't even care to change things slightly. Oh, and they even named the game Imposters, with an O in place of the E to jazz it up. I can see the originality oozing. Note the sarcasm. Same graphics. Roblox has very distinct graphics, don't they? And they've gotten better with time. Thankfully, their original style was already quite similar to that of Among Us, so when you look at the game in isolation without actively knowing where you're playing it, it's very easy to get confused into thinking that you're on the real thing because of the indistinguishable graphics. If we were to give one developer an edge, it would be Among Us because there's a slight sense of realism there, something that's absent from Roblox's version. It doesn't seem like they're pressed about that though. The game is doing pretty good despite the small difference, or as we'd say, small setback, because the sense of realism really hits home in Among Us. Private servers to mimic the same gameplay. Among Us allows only 10 people to play one game together, but as far as we know, Roblox servers are open to as many people as possible. Instead of Roblox keeping their trademark style, they produce private servers, which limit the number of people allowed in. The restricted number is, you guessed it, 10. This allows you to play with your friends without any fear of creepy strangers butting in, just the same as in Among Us. They're not even thinking of their own tasks. You may be sensing a pattern at this point, but Roblox really didn't make any changes whatsoever in their version of the game. Even the task concepts match up between both. Whoever produced Imposter definitely played Among Us for way too long because each detail was mimicked with slight disparities, like which character has to do what. Many people found Roblox's design boring and mundane compared to what they're used to seeing in Among Us, which means not only were the creators clearly copying, but they weren't doing a great job of changing up the details. When they tried to make it their own, they were also shot down for having terrible tasks and just all over unentertaining activities. This kind of proves that maybe after over a decade, people are losing their creative side when it comes to making new games, or in this case, stealing new games. Roblox's history with thievery. It's very common knowledge in the world of gaming now that if something new arises and it somehow finds a large audience, it will appear on Roblox's main page within a month. God works hard, but Roblox developers work harder for a tiny bit of clout. Over the years, they've basically usurped entire fan bases by making replicas online and releasing them for free. While it does often make it easier for people to get a hang of the game they couldn't afford, Roblox is notorious for refusing to cite inspiration or even mention who they've copied. They'll just pretend like it was entirely their idea from the start, and that the person or team who was responsible for the game, who had spent months working on it, were nobodies. This game in particular is actually free on mobile, so Roblox can't even say they did what they did to allow more people a chance to play, an excuse they've used in the past to justify thievery. The Thief and his associates. Arcade Rockstar is getting a lot of backlash for imposters, but Roblox is just as much to blame. They've known that their developers have been taking designs from smaller video games and claiming them as their own for years, yet refuse to do anything about it. This game has been available since September 17, 2020, which gives Roblox authorities enough time to deal with it, especially considering the huge commotion being made on gaming forums about what's considered disgusting behavior on their parts. After all the bad publicity the game received, as well as the mean comments to Arcade Rockstar, he has chosen to add his inspiration and description of Imposter at the very bottom. Unfortunately, this is not enough because the game is not modeled after Among Us, it's stolen. This brings us into our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.